Hi, Jen. I want to be organized. No, it's not. It's not. You're not late. It's unscheduled live. I guess probably because I set it up on the whatchamacallit. I had set it up a little while ago. I don't know. Maybe you guys saw it up there. I'm just gonna let everybody. Um, I'm gonna let everybody start streaming in. I want to get you all up on my Chromebook so I could read comments from here. So just give me a moment. Anybody new? This is Oscar. I'll get you a better look at him in a few minutes. Oscar says, hello. Hello, aunties and uncles. And we're going to talk about an actual really serious situation. Oh, good. I can get right into this. There is a scammer running rampant in the community as we speak. All right. Hey, everybody. Hi, Barb. We got Barb Edwards, Kimmy Greenwood. That is my Pixie squad. We got Mo Boothhill Babies, Tracy Davis. Hey, Tracy. Patricia Holmes, Savannah Ames. Hi, Trish Madden. Also my Pixie squad. And I saw Jen. I don't know why my comments are not going back, but Inspired by Babies Jen. She's also in my Pixie squad. Oh, here we go. Virginia Dance 1, Mima's Little Ducklings. Hello, hello. Hi, Kelly. I was waiting for Kelly to get here because she is one of the actual victims of this scammer. Amber Scarbu. Sorry if I'm getting names. Hi, Tomina. Whimsical Designs. Hello, hello. Angela Wilcox. All right. Shelly C. Babies. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Lily Decker. Joyfully JC. All right, I'll do like a roll call in a little bit because there's a lot of you streaming in. So give me a minute. I want to set because I like literally just ran up and hopped on and I said, let me come on and talk about this. Kelly put a video out a little earlier today, a few hours ago. And I'm going to talk about that, extend on that. We're going to put the name out there. It's already up in Kelly's video. And I'm going to explain to you all what's going on. This is actually really serious. And I wasn't planning to do a live tonight. And I kind of rearranged my evening to come on to get this out there to you all. Because what this person is doing, they're like actively... Like, unfortunately, had we gotten a name out sooner, somebody on Friday wouldn't have wound up in the middle of a clothing sale with this person. Like, it's just really bad what's going on. So, but give me a sec because I want to set up Oscar a little better. Let me find the boppy so you all have like something to look at. I mean, I know you can see him, but I know just so that he looks better. All right, let's see. I'm just moving babies. And I will let Oscar kind of be your focal point because I look like who did it and ran. I went and got, well, my hair is cut. I went and got my hair cut today. And then I came home and dyed it and showered, but that was it. I didn't do anything with myself and I'm just kind of in my house clothes. I suppose that's normal for me, but I don't know. Can you see him any better? I'm probably just doing this for nothing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. And to those of you with a screen, if you push on the bottom of your screen, the full screen will come up, so you'll get the full view of Oscar if you can only see part of him. Just so you all know that, because it took me like, I don't know, a long time to figure that out. And that's my haircut. What do y'all think? It's really short in the back. I went up really short in the back because it's growing so fast, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have time for haircuts. Thank you, ladies. Like as if anybody's gonna say, oh, that looks like crap. Anyway, but that is my haircut finally. I feel like I don't know, do you ever I've been going around and since the pandemic and everything and missing that many months of haircuts and feeling like just just like ugh, ratty and like there's just too much hair and just feeling that way for so long. I mean, I've had haircuts since everything opened, but I don't know. I just felt like getting it off, getting it off. It grows so fast. By Christmas, it'll be back to the way it just was. Like literally, it grows that fast. Hi Jody. Hi Ashley. Angela Wilcox. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. So let's get started. It's a pixie cut. It is. You're right, Jody. It is a pixie cut. I didn't even think of that. Thank you, ladies. Hi, Jennifer DeGrazia. De La Graza. Sorry. Okay. So let me give you all the basics of what's been going on. Many of you know Kelly Girl. And if you don't, she is in here. She is one of my mods. She has the blue wrench. So I'll start with Kelly Girl. She did a clothing sale back in May and June with the same customer. She did a total, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, as I'm going along, but there was actually a total of 4 sales in that time frame. 1 in May and 3 in June. And they were pretty sizable purchases because they were on like I think it was mostly jackety clothes. So, it was high-end clothes. So they were they were large purchases. Everything was fine. Woman loved the clothes. I think there was a little bit of Kelly was really nice and sent the clothes and the woman still ordered some money and it was like kind of excuses, but I believe she eventually did after a while pay it. Loved the clothes. Pictured her dolls in the clothes. I think she sold a couple pieces on that didn't, fit the size doll she had or whatever. But she obviously sold some already, and even had went back days before and asked Kelly if she had any more clothes. And then a couple days later, all of a sudden, Kelly gets a PayPal notification and she's slammed with 2 chargebacks on 2, big purchases. We're not talking about like $20 here. We're talking about sizable purchases. And it put her PayPal in the negative because they take it right out of your PayPal. So she contacts this woman and says, what the heck is going on? I just got 2 chargebacks. Now, mind you, these were purchases in June, and these chargebacks occurred in September. So all this time, everything is fine. Woman came back and even wanted more clothes, and all of a sudden, there's 2 chargebacks. Like, can you imagine that? So now Kelly is hundreds of dollars in the negative on her PayPal, sitting there, what the F? Contacts the woman, and the woman says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and she's crying, and I got hacked, and that was her excuse. But bottom line is that was her excuse, is I got hacked. First it was her PayPal, then it was her bank, then it was eBay. It was just multiple reasons and ways that she was saying she was hacked and somebody posing as her, hacked her, and put in for these chargebacks on the clothing. So now, of course, it looks fishy and ridiculous, and she's telling Kelly, oh, I'm gonna go down to my bank on Monday. Then it was, oh, I called, and they're reversing it. Then it was back to, oh, I'm gonna go down and talk to them, and on and on and on. Meanwhile, they now have slammed Kelly with the chargeback fees, because PayPal charges you fees when you get a chargeback. Kelly, you can let me know. I'm sorry, I'm totally ignoring the comments because I never will be able to explain this in chronological order. And if you can't find it, Lily Decker, I only see that because that's the last comment here. Do we have it spelt right, Kelly? I think. Kelly, you want to spell out the woman's nursery name? And if you have any links, share them. Her name, and I'm not doxing anyone. Her name is, she has an Instagram name, Peggy Jacobs, and a Facebook name, Peggy Jacobs, and that's how she was social media corresponding. And then she also goes by a nursery name, which I believe is Our Little Reborn World. I couldn't find that on Instagram. Now, I don't know if I already blocked her. I'm not sure. But Kelly, if you want to put up any helpful. It's under her name, not her nursery name. Got you. So it's going to be under Peggy Jacobs. Okay, she's under her name. I know I have her under her name, Gabby, blocked. I just didn't know if she also had a second Instagram account. I want to prop Oscar's head up. All right, so where am I at? Okay, so that's all going on, and Peggy, losing my mind here. Kelly's giving the benefit of the doubt, even though it's absolutely absurd to think that hackers don't come in and hack your PayPal and your credit card account to do chargebacks. She herself, this Peggy, I believe, told Kelly that oh yes, it's terrible, and there was even chargebacks on dolls. So she's got open chargebacks, multiple chargebacks, not only against Kelly, but doll purchases as well. So somebody out there, I don't know if they'll wind up eventually coming forward, but is getting, got chargeback done on dolls. So Kelly's given her the benefit of the doubt. And now it's going on weeks. Now she's telling Kelly, oh, I called, I told them that I was hacked and to reverse the charges, and my bank said that they're sending the money back to PayPal and it should be back with you any day. And Kelly's calling, and they can't give personal information, but they can say, no, there's no report of her being hacked. There's nothing in for her to reverse it. There's no pending money coming back. She's just flat out done to chargebacks. And she's went around PayPal to do it. See, this is how people are getting away. They're not doing it directly through PayPal. They're doing it through their credit cards, which we all know with credit cards, what happens. They more than likely, no matter what the circumstances are going to side with their customers. So here poor Kelly is spending days and days and days sending all the evidence in that the woman got the merchandise, the tracking numbers, the messages that she's happy, that she came back, she wanted to buy more. She sent the messages in that this woman was telling her it was a mistake, it wasn't me, I'm getting you your money back, I'm reversing the charges, clear as day, and meanwhile, it's lo and behold, this woman never, went to reverse the charges. Of course she didn't, because she initiated them, and she, it pulled a scam. So now, hi Inez, do you know what's going on? And Kelly, stop me anytime. I'm just gonna look in here. Gotcha, Coral. If I'm getting any of this wrong, let me know. And Inez is here, so we'll actually get down, go down the line in a bit as far as what's gone on in this community. But let me get through, finish up what happened with Kelly. So Kelly at a certain point a couple weeks ago made a video. She did not release this woman's name, giving her the benefit of the doubt, like, all right, say this just crazy shit happened, and for some reason some hacker decided to do chargebacks on doll clothing sale, like whatever. But Kelly did a video just letting everybody know, for buyers to understand, of sellers to understand, that when you're selling a doll or where you're selling clothing, like, you have no protection through PayPal if someone goes around PayPal and does a chargeback with their credit card company. Even if they pay friends and family, and we'll get into that whole deal in a bit. Even if they pay friends and family, if someone pays out of their PayPal balance to you, then it's like handing somebody cash. However, as sellers, we have no idea. The buyer can just pay a fee if they don't have money in their PayPal balance and they want to use their credit card. You can opt to pay their fee and send friends and family off of your credit card or out of your bank account, which is now your financial institution that you can now go around PayPal to do the hanky panky with. So it gets worse, ladies. It gets worse. It gets much worse. Just wait. It gets a lot worse. So now all this is going on. Kelly is not only out the money, out all the clothes, out the fees that PayPal has charged her, which now they bang you $60 a pop on a chargebacks. Am I correct on that, Kelly? Because you thought it was 40, but you looked and no, it's 60, because you were wondering where the heck all that money was gone from. Believe it's $60. They penalize you that no matter what, even if you win the case, you're not getting back. You're out $60. So now Kelly's out the $60 on each chargeback. She's out the money and she's out the clothes. And she's got this woman that's, giving her these ridiculous stories every other day. Like, absolutely the absurd lies that was coming out of this woman. It was just like, oh man, like, really. Friday, all of a sudden, boom, third chargeback. I mean, welcome, Lily. Thank you for joining up with the Pixie Squad. I will take this opportunity to let you all know, if you all see Lily Decker, who's lit up now. She just joined my channel membership. Thank you. You'll notice that everybody that has the little badge by the name, they belong to the Pixie Squad. So Lily, welcome. You're going to have fun with us, ladies. I do most of my live streams, I do inside the Pixie Squad. I don't go live publicly very often, but of course I didn't want to exclude anyone from hearing all of this information. But a lot of our fun lives and, well, my lives that I do with all of you, I do in the Pixie Squad. And there's also exclusive content and just perks in there. And it's just being supportive and having fun, getting together. All right, so back to it all, because the whole point of this was to get this out there for all of you. Now, this woman, now it's blatantly clear that even if you wanted to, grow a unicorn corn and I don't know, have pigs fly out your ass or something and believe that the first two that this woman was hacked. Hi, Diana. Welcome, welcome. You just posted. I know we're all like, getting around. It goes even further, so I'll speed it up here. So a third chargeback happens on Friday. So now what is she going to say? Well, was she hacked again? A month and a half later, you were hacked again, and somebody just so happened to do a chargeback. Well, so now Kelly is like, well, it's, beyond giving the benefit of the doubt here, I have to get this woman's name out here. And it just so happens that somebody was asking about her Facebook page that Kelly popped on and looked and saw that the only Dolly friend that this Peggy Jacob had was Annie. And many of you know our dear Annie at Annie Banani's Nursery. And when she reached out to Annie, Annie said, oh, Lord. Many of you know Annie, and you know that she is the most kindest, gentlest, giving soul you ever want to meet. I mean, Annie is just such a wonderful, wonderful person. And she does a lot of really nice things for people. And this woman scammed Annie out of a doll, a nice, I'm sure it was high end. Annie doesn't have, cheap reborns. And so this woman gave her all of these sob stories and all this terrible stuff in her life and blah, 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 blah. And Annie finally caved in and gave her a doll. Gets worse. She also talked Annie into putting down a large deposit on a silicone doll and then never paid her for it. So now she's got a doll. She's got the money that she put down, that Annie put down on a silicone doll that she never got back. And then Annie finally, said enough is enough and just cut her off. But she didn't realize that the woman was like a full-on scammer, doing chargebacks, stealing from people. Like, she just didn't know. She just, you all know Annie. So now Annie feels awful, like, and we're all like, Annie, please, we know she's so good to people. It's just so horrible to see this shit happen to such good people. So this has happened, and I said to Kelly, I said, this woman, I am sure what she does is she goes and pulls chargebacks. Then she gets the money, she keeps the merchandise, she sells the merchandise, she's got the money, she uses the money from one chargeback to buy something else, a doll or clothing, and on and on and on. I said, I bet she's doing this all over the community. We're aware she's got at least a couple other chargebacks open that are on dolls. So now she's got dolls in her hands, she's got the money in her hands, she's got high-end clothes in her hands. She's also got the money in her hands. Like, she's just stealing. And she's using who she's stealing from to move on to steal from the next person. So then we find out, and this person, I didn't actually get permission. Kelly, I don't know if you have, on Friday, she did the chargeback on Kelly. And we come to find out earlier today that another friend that recently did, or she sells clothing. She bought clothing off of her on Friday. So she stole Kelly's money, did the chargeback on the third chargeback on Kelly on Friday, and went and took it and bought clothes from someone else. I mean, how much more is it, like it's like we're not taking a leap here. I don't see, that's the thing. I don't get on here and use my platform to put out somebody's name. None of us do. That legitimately we don't have absolutely, indisputable, proof in black and white, caught red-handed kind of thing. Nobody's gonna do that. Like, who wants to I mean, like, there's a lot of other things that you could get on here and like make up and go on about to get like public attention, if that's what, you know what I mean. Like, nobody's gonna do that. This is truly and honestly everyone's sitting here going, shit, if we had put this woman's name out there, she wouldn't have gotten away with this latest one on Friday. Who knows who she's got the chargebacks open with on the dolls. If people spoke up, she wouldn't be getting away. Now, finally, everybody's speaking up. And thankfully, hopefully, everybody will spread her name and the word, and she'll be stopped. And no one else will have this heartache, because that can put somebody under. When you've got chargebacks banging up to almost $1,000 or over, and you're negative in your PayPal. How many of you all can unplanned just have a grand yanked out of your PayPal account and be okay? Because shit, Lord knows I can't. So I don't. This is scary. All right, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm see what we can. What I can get here in comments, because I know I'm just yammering on. But you all know if I don't get it out, it's not going to come out. All right, am I back? I lost y'all for a minute. I'm sorry. Yeah, if scammers know that the alarms will be rang, maybe they will be afraid to come to our community to try and rip people off with these chargeback scams. Yes, that's a really, really, good point. Right. Diana, she's a con artist. I agree with you 100%. And just the things that she's saying to people, the fact that she is so, just self-righteous and still just maintaining that she's innocent. No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I was hacked. And oh, how could you be so mean to me when I need a friend when I was hacked? And just the crap. That's what con artists do. They con you. And I hate to go all the way back, and I hate to get out that stick and get up to that carcass, but yeah, we're going to go there. Just a minute. Let me read some comments. Kelly says, on top of which she tried to say I was lying about the third chargeback that was just done on Friday. Yes. So the person that she bought the clothes off on Friday confronted her once Kelly, said, oh, this is the person. And she told this person that Kelly was lying, that no, there was no third chargeback. Kelly would be up yelling about it if there was. No, that didn't happen. And the other two, it's PayPal's fault. They have the money and they're just not giving it back to her. That's her excuse. Now, Kelly spoke to PayPal on the phone after this charge. Well, she spoke to him on the phone multiple times, but on Friday after this third chargeback, the woman was very, very helpful. She got a very, sometimes you just get those people that are like really helpful, and they informed Kelly that although they didn't send her a notification yet, the first two chargebacks were the bank decided in this scammer's favor. So Kelly's out that money. And there's nothing, which is the usual case. And there was a specific way that she did it when she went through the bank. We are withholding that information because nobody wants to publicly give people a handbook on how to get away with scamming people. I mean, there's a good chance that someone's credit card company will decide in their favor anyway because, they have millions of customers. The customers are just a number to them. They're not taking the individual, they're not looking through the evidence and all of that. They're just, they're just deciding in their customer's favor when somebody goes through all that, to put in for a chargeback. And when you put in for a chargeback, you've got to go through quite a bit and give them quite a bit of in detailed information to file a chargeback. It's not just like pushing a button like I want to return. There's a process that you have to go through, to file a chargeback on your credit card. So, but anyway, this woman, this con artist / scammer / Peggy Jacobs knows, she knows exactly what she's doing. I mean, it's clear and evident. So Kelly's now lost the money on these chargebacks. She obviously lost the clothes. The clothes aren't getting returned. So now this woman has, large purchases of, I don't know if you want to share amounts, Kelly, but, it's hundreds of dollars. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's not a little money. It's a lot of money. All of it adds up to what a lot of us would pay for one reborn. It's a lot of money. I'm just going to get back. Yeah. All right, Kelly, on top of which she tried to say, all right, I did that one, right? The chargeback scam has become very successful for scammers, and we're going to have to find another way to sell. This is why it's becoming, so now she's not the only person doing chargebacks. This is a case where the law isn't keeping up with the internet, and PayPal and companies like them need to rethink their policies. I agree with you 100%. Jen says, I completed her doll, then she made every excuse just like that, saying all her bank accounts were hacked. Oh, Jen, well, maybe it was her using another name. But likely, I mean, it just appears that this is the whole point, and not only obviously putting out this woman's name, but it's really important for you all to know that this is like the new thing. What scammers are doing is chargebacks. So, and it's going rampant through our community. So anybody that sells anything here, dolls, clothing, handmade bracelets, knitted stuff, anything. You could sell, a bunch of, knit stuff for $80, $100, $200, whatever. And 6 months later, all of a sudden be slammed with a chargeback and you're out that money. It's not everybody has that to cover at the time that something like that's going to happen, especially when it doesn't happen initially, like when you send the item and somebody says, oh, it was damaged or this or that. And even that, we're going to get into that in a minute, but that's, months down the road, you're just sitting here going along your way, everything's fine, and one day you look and your PayPal's minus all this money, and imagine that, It could happen to artists. So now we're worried about, well, what happens when somebody buys a $5,000 or $10,000 doll and they do that a chargeback in that amount? Could you imagine? If they could get away with hundreds, they can get away with thousands. There's no difference. They're going to do it, they're going to do it. So now I hate to, get back there, but it's aggravating to me because that whole big whatever you want to call it, facade that woman put on, I don't even know what the hell to call it. That woman, which I will name her too, what the hell's her channel name now? She was our reborn nest, Andrea. You all know who I'm talking about, I'm sure most of you. Inez, you know her, our nest Southern Adventure or something. She started with this whole chargeback thing when she pulled that chargeback on Inez for no valid reason. And she went on and on about it for almost 2 years. And here's the problem. She taught everybody that followed and listened, and she gathered her little, hate train, and anybody, it got to, ridiculousness of, if somebody didn't like your YouTube channel, they were going to hop on her side. Nobody cared about the truth. Nobody cared to look. Well, I mean, a lot of people did, but some people didn't. And they didn't look at the emails in black and white, like the absolute proof, and this woman just went on and on and on. And the community saw that. They saw when you stand up to a scammer, when you stand up to somebody doing something fraudulent like a chargeback, that you're subject to being victim the way that we were victimized. And that woman went across like so many boundaries into people's personal lives, stalking, harassing, and just getting up here and telling everyone, doesn't matter if an artist or a seller has a no refund policy. No refunds mean diddly squat. You have a right as an American consumer to do a chargeback if you're unhappy with that product for any reason. Like, that's what you tell the doll community. So people got it in their heads that, oh, well, I could just say, oh, this is off a half an inch, so I'm going to do a chargeback on you, and la-di-da, see you later. It just gave the green light, and it has been spilling out since this woman, because I was keeping track. I saw her at that time. Not to say that it didn't happen before she existed. I'm saying it has become prolific all over now. Like, it was just like the green light, and like she told everybody how to do it. We were shocked. Nobody knew that if you got paid friends and family, you thought you were safe. Everybody would put that was like a reputable seller that, wanted to, get paid and know that somebody wasn't going to play games with them, would say PayPal friends and family only. You don't want to buy from me, don't buy from me, but that's my terms. We thought we were safe. We thought it was like you're selling a secondhand item. Someone is coming, to get it and paying you cash. And short of it not getting there because it's having to be shipped, or something happening to it, like the box getting crushed or whatever in shipping, short of that, you've transacted a secondhand sale. Cash in hand, secondhand sale. That's the end of it. Little did anybody know that if somebody used their credit card, somebody could go around. So this woman, did you put it up there, Inez, what her channel name was? Started the ball rolling. Now she's apparently left her channel's up there, I guess, but I don't think she's been, I guess she went and started another channel. Hopefully she's done with this community, and whatever she's going to do somewhere else, let that be their problem. But just in case she decides to poke her nose back in, because that's what happens. These people will do these things, and then things will settle down, and then they'll come back like nothing's wrong and be buying from, other sellers and artists, and nobody really realizes, because not everybody's keeping tabs on everybody in the community. These names need to be out here, and people need to be not afraid to be bashed. And even if you don't care for the person that was the victim and the person that's speaking out and putting the name out there, at least have enough respect not to hop on a train and start bashing them, because you need to let the community beware of real issues like this. And I'm not talking about people arguing their personal issues, or channel on channel stuff, or who copied who, or all the stuff that goes around, bathe the doll, don't bathe the doll, whatever. These artists are, whatever, armatures or no armatures, like the different stuff that people hop on different sides of. Which kind of silicone is better? Which kind, what I'm saying? Like, it's not a game. It's not a opinion where you can hop on, oh, I agree with this person, or I like this person's personality better, so let me hop on this side and do that. It's not about that. We have to protect the integrity of this community in some way, and protect people from getting taken advantage of and victimized by con artists, by scammers, by people that are outright, doing these sorts of things. I mean, this case is, so cut and dry, obviously. Let me go back and see what y'all are saying. But I'm tired of it, and I'm pissed. I mean, right, Inez, right. Inez was not Andrea's only victim, but she was just the only one who spoke up. Just like Kelly is not Peggy's only victim, but she's the only one who spoke up so far. I mean, I think the other people, well, Annie, gave permission for us to, share the story and what happened, and she's horrified. She feels awful. She feels awful that she didn't say something, but how could she know? I mean, it was a little different because she just conjure out of a doll, which that's subjective. Okay, she took it. Some people would say, okay, she took advantage of her. And well, she did, take a down payment for her on a silicone doll and never paid her back. But again, it's okay, she borrowed money and didn't pay her back, but how could Annie know that she was literally rolling through the community, doing chargebacks on people and keeping, the money and the dolls or the clothes or whatever? So each time she gains something, she then uses part of that gain to buy something else. And then when she's got that in her hand, she does a chargeback. Now she's got that doll or clothes and the money, and so on and so forth. So she got herself a nice, doll collection and clothing going and doing what she's doing. She just is doing her hobby, stealing from everyone else. Lovely. I mean, like, you can't make this shit up if you tried. Oh, Ashley, you got your baby. Congratulations, sweetie. Yay, I'm glad you love her. She is beautiful. Right. Credit card companies let their customers do chargebacks well over a year after the purchase is made. So here's a few. Oscar looks pissed. Oscar says, well, I am pissed. Somebody took advantage of my aunties, and I am not happy about it. Yeah, he's definitely pissed, all right. Hi, Jamie. Yeah. Well, you know, that's a great question, Chastity. What good is PayPal protection? I would love to be able to tell you all what good PayPal protection is, but right now, I don't have an answer for that. Because your goods and services, friends and family, doesn't matter. The seller doesn't seem to be protected. Thus far, in all of these, scams that I've seen going on, not once have I ever seen, and it remains to be seen, but so far, I have not seen any time that PayPal actually protected the seller, which is really who they should be protecting. I mean, they should be protecting buyer and seller. And most of us here, let me remind you all, most of us here are sitting in both seats. I am a buyer much more than I'm a seller. You know what I mean? I'm a collector. I'm not an artist. I'm not I don't have a shop here or anything. I resell dolls on occasion, but I'm not, so therefore I am afraid as a seller, but mostly I'm a buyer. So of course I want buyers to be protected. I'm a buyer myself. You want both parties to be protected, because just the same as we stand up and we say, "Oh my gosh, look, somebody photoshopped a safety picture and stole a picture of Oscar, and watch out everybody because you can get scammed." People scam newbies coming in that are buyers, and we always want to protect those people, and we flood them with that information all over the place and posts and make videos and stuff. So we're doing the same for sellers, because a lot of us, once you get going in the hobby and you start collecting dolls, at one point or another you may decide to sell. If it's not a doll, it might be clothing, or you might decide you're going to knit and sell, or crochet and sell, or a lot of ladies take up and do a little something when they get into this hobby that can generate a little income. And so we're all subject to this on both ends, but buyers seem to have some protection. Sellers seem to have absolutely none. And this is, what we need to think about. Obviously, the obvious. Put this woman's name all over the place so people see it and no one else sells anything to her, because obviously you don't want to sell anything to her and, wind up getting hit with a chargeback. And know that she's one of those people that tells a lot of stories and tries to tug at people's heartstrings. She's one of those. So beware of that. Number two, we have to figure something out for sellers, because what are we supposed to do here? How are we supposed to sell? Yeah, it's like asking your purse to protect you against a mugger. PayPal is just a wallet, right? Exactly. And Kelly's saying the same thing. And it's the same thing like Zelle, because I said, well, Zelle, hi Melissa, how are you, sweetie? Um, Zelle is the same thing. Now, if you bank with Bank of America and you transfer your money out of your account to someone else's through Zelle, then you're safe. Then it's like handing someone cash. That's like sending someone friends and family, but using your PayPal balance and paying no fees. Once somebody uses the wallet, the app, the middleman, and they pay them a fee to use their credit card, to pull money from their debit card, to pull money out of their bank account, once that occurs, that person can now go around that app that they're using, that wallet that they're using, right back to their financial institution. They paid the fee to use their financial institution, so they're now covered, and they go to them and do a chargeback. They're likely going to win their case because they paid on their end the fee to send their money that way. I think we should all look into invoices. I'm not saying that that's the way to go and that that's going to protect us against anything, but it's a good question to raise to ask businesses that do actual, not like a money request, like you can send request money from somebody on PayPal, like I call that an invoice, like informally, but people do a formal invoice. Now, will that give the seller some protection? I don't know. It's maybe something to look at. Yeah, the it's more for the buyer, protects the buyer. Shelly C says, just yesterday, I believe Angela Plica, the artist, had her photos stolen by a scammer also and had posts all over Facebook groups. It seems to be everywhere. Yes, I saw that. I saw that. Oh, Melissa, no, it's not. This isn't Andrea. Well, I mean, aside from the fact that, we got a scammer going on, loose in the community again doing chargebacks. A couple chargebacks were done on Kelly Girl on clothing sales, and they just pulled a third one on Friday. And come to find out, this person had also scammed someone else. And also Friday, when they did the chargeback on Kelly, they went and probably took that money, but went and bought clothing from someone else in the community. Like they're just kind of going around the community scamming. So the purpose of this live was to put her name out there, which is Peggy Jacobs. That's her social media name. It's her Instagram name. It's her Facebook name. It's not her private, like, I don't know if it's her full name or what it is, but it's what her accounts are. And, to discuss, the fact of sellers not having protection, and just so everyone's aware when selling. Personally, at this point, I don't think safety pictures do a darn thing. Anybody can Photoshop anything, and some people can be really, really good at it. You can make anything look a certain way. And short of asking people for a video, to make a video with the doll, hold a piece of paper in your hands while you're talking that's written out with the date and the time and all that and da 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 da. And let me say something right here. If you feel the need to ask someone to do that, don't buy from them. You know what I mean? Like I would not, if I feel I don't know someone well enough to be 100% sure that they have the doll and that they are actually going to send the doll, then I don't want to do business with them, because I can't afford to lose my money. You know what I mean? So for buyers and as sellers, right now the only answer is looking at someone and saying, do I know you well enough to trust you that you're not going to do a chargeback and keep my doll or keep my clothing? So you got to know somebody pretty darn well to be 100% sure, because a lot of us, we know each other and we like each other and we chat in the comments in passing, whatever. But how well do you really know most people that you've met online? It's scary. Now, I would say your best bet is the people that you've known, and you've known for a long time. Once you see someone operating in a community for year after year after year, so somebody could come to me to buy that maybe I've never gotten intimate and personal with or spoke outside of YouTube, but I know darn well who they are. I know they've been around for many years. They're a reputable buyer and seller, and there's no question in my mind that they are not going to, here's the thing, they're not going to throw out their reputation and walk out the door, because if you did that, there's no coming back. You know, if you're a reputable person here and then all of a sudden you lost your mind one day and decided to, you know, buy or sell either way and pull a scam like that and take somebody's money or take somebody's doll, you're not coming back, because everybody's going to point the finger and be like, they took my doll. You know what I mean? So most people that are well established and have roots here and are reputable are not going to risk their reputation over one doll sale or one. They're just not, you know, unless they're fixing to drop out of the community, you know, like, and even still, you know, so it's just it's reputation. It's reputable. Because you look at reputable businesses, reputable places, no one's going to risk their reputation to steal a deposit from you or to take money and then not send a doll, or to buy a doll and then do a chargeback a few months later. You know, like, there's certain people that you know would never do that. And the longer you're here, the more people you will know. And that's all I can think of at this point to keep yourself safe. I don't really know what else to say. I'm going to go back a little ways in the comments. I know I'm completely ignoring you all. I'm sorry. Sending an invoice won't stop chargebacks. Gotcha. You did an invoice and still had a chargeback. Gotcha. All right. So that's not that answers that question. Melissa, that's Oscar. That's my silicone baby. You know Oscar, right? Nurse Kimberly, I see you, honey. A chargeback is when someone buys something and then goes to their credit card company and puts in a chargeback. If they charge something on their credit card, they get the item and then they do a chargeback. They keep the item, in this case dolls or clothing, and that's what people have been doing to scam people lately in this doll community. An invoice is just a link for them to for a PayPal to bill. Got you. A signed contract is great if you're going to court. If you're going to take somebody to small claims court and you have a signed contract, that's terrific. That you're an ace in a hole. Not going to help you with somebody doing a chargeback. I mean, Kelly had what would they say, preponderance of evidence of showing that this woman, I mean, she had shipping, you know, delivery confirmation. She had the woman saying she loved the items. She had the woman saying it was a mistake, it wasn't me, I'm sorry, and I'm reversing it. It's not even supposed to be a chargeback. I didn't ask for this chargeback. And yet still the credit card company sided in her favor. So if she sent a contract, it wouldn't matter. You know, if she wants to take up criminal charges and take her to small claims court, yeah, of course a contract will help you then. But now you've got to go to the state the person lives in and go file. And that's not who's, you know, that's shit, man. You know, like, at that point, I don't know. I'm just reading some of your comments, folks. Yes, Melissa, a video would be great for you if you need a description of someone. Not so much for safety, but just so if you can't see well, at least you could get a description. And if you trust who you're buying from, then you trust that they're describing it accurately. So, yeah, of course. In your case, that would be terrific. Yeah, it's Oscar. Uh, I'm just reading everybody's. Hi, Andrea. So there's no great answer, but what I can say is that all of you that have a social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, wherever are online, YouTube, um, community walls, wherever you have a place, share first off that Peggy Jacobs, that name's got to get to every corner of this community before she continues. I mean, she's literally could be like doing this to somebody as we speak. I mean, it was like as we as this was going on and she was doing a third chargeback on Kelly, she was buying clothing from someone else. So like we got to catch up, get that name out there. Um, so that's really important, is just to pass, names around, when you see something like this, and not be afraid to come forward. I mean, it's really sad because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, and then, when your gut tells you something all along, and then when you find out, like, for 100%, that's it. That's, you know, it's then you feel awful because you're like, oh, well, now during all this time, I could have had this person's name out here and possibly saved somebody else, losing hundreds or even thousands of dollars, or losing a doll, or losing all the clothing they were selling, or whatever. So, it's like, but we're gonna have to, that is really, it's not gonna cure it. It's not gonna fix the entire problem, but it will certainly happen less if people know that this community, that people are gonna open their mouth right up, people are gonna pass it around right away, and that you're not gonna be able to slither around in the darkness doing this shit all over this community, and that nobody is going to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We all need to talk and have a grapevine and have a, communication of passing that out, and not being afraid to do that everywhere. And then just as a community talk about, selling, and ways that people could come up with. Now, we were talking about certified checks or money orders. And you could do that. You could have somebody send a certified check, or like a money order, like a US postal, like go to the post office, get a money order and send it. People can forge those though. So now you're talking about, say you're selling a doll, and you say you take a money order, you've now got to deposit that money order, wait for it to clear before you ship the doll. So someone's waiting potentially, a couple weeks, that they've sent you a cash money order. They have to 100% trust you that when that money order clears, you're going to send that doll. So it makes it much more difficult to sell, because in general, when selling something, you want to make it accessible and easy for buyers. The more difficult it is for people to buy, the more difficult it's going to be for artists and collectors to sell. And that's a shame. You usually want to be able to tell people, you can pay through here or a credit card or whatever's easy or whatever because you want to make that sale. But it's not worth it to make that sale if they're just going to do the chargeback. I'd rather have not made the sale and still have my doll or my clothing or whatever and not be out that. And to boot, be a sitting duck that 6 months later, all of a sudden I'm going to wake up one morning and all that money is going to be gone out of my PayPal. Like, oh my gosh, that's a disaster. That's a disaster. The problem is partly because when you have your credit card company do a chargeback, you don't have to say it's for goods purchased. So the credit card company doesn't think there's something to return, right? That's why they're getting away with not having to return something, because yes, one would think that okay, it was decided in someone's favor, so now don't they have to return the merchandise? Nah, because there's different ways, and there's goods and there's services. So if they are going in and saying it was a service, there's not no return. And the credit card company is just flat out, they are not looking into it properly. They're not investigating the chargebacks properly, because obviously if they did, they would have read all the evidence and saw that their customer was in the wrong. And that's a shame. But it's, what are we going to do? Fight the credit card companies? I mean, it should be something dealt with, because the problem's only going to get worse. And I guarantee you that it's not only happening in the doll community. I am quite sure that this is happening all over the place. I don't see why it wouldn't be. This is, the new, there's probably less and less pickpocketers in New York City and people that are going in stores and stealing hordes of clothing and stuff. Why bother physically getting caught when these thieves can go online and do it and not get caught? And what are the repercussions for them when they do get caught? Nothing. Nobody's coming to their door and putting them in handcuffs. And that's what should be happening, because it's the same exact thing as physically stealing from, you are physically stealing from someone. And the law needs to catch up with this. And the credit card companies, the internet, social media, all this, the banks, they need to catch up with this. They haven't yet. So we got to protect ourselves until they do. I don't know what else, I'm scared shitless to sell, to be frank, but yeah, no, she definitely hasn't offered to send the clothes back. Some of the clothes she's already sold on. Melissa, I honestly believe that this woman, Andrea, really kicked that ball rolling for people to be doing the chargebacks in this community. I actually do believe, because it has picked up the momentum of the amount that we're hearing about these chargebacks, has really picked up since this woman got on here and screamed and yelled for a year and a half that, it's okay to do chargebacks. And to boot, people saw her attacking and, I mean, relentlessly, stalking and bashing and just going on and on and on, terrorizing the people that spoke up about her. Look at what happened. And people saw that. So now a lot of people are like, oh shit, I got scammed. Somebody did a chargeback on me. But I don't want to get up on my YouTube channel and say anything because I don't want the person to then say I'm lying and attack my integrity for the next year and a half. Some people can't handle that. And can you blame them? Like, I mean, that was, like who that's hard, like definitely hard. The credit card company, Maribet, on the first two chargebacks, sided with her, obviously didn't look at the evidence. And then she just slammed her with another one on Friday because there was 4 transactions altogether. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna stand up. My back is killing me, so I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna pick up Oscar for you. And I want to snuggle him for a few minutes and see him for a couple minutes because I changed him and made a video like late last night that I put up for everyone this morning. But I really didn't get a chance to see him. So here's Mr. Oscar. You'll see him. And he is wearing, I'll describe it so Melissa can see. He is in, I changed him last night. He is in an adorable, it's a little, those rompers that is, like they're shorts and they have the suspenders on them. It's all in one piece. It's a, cashmere and wool blend in a dark navy blue. It's all dark navy blue. And it has actually pretty big white bird on it that's wearing a red beret. And then it's paired with a long sleeve bodysuit with a Peter Pan collar, and the collar has some like texture on it. And he has little white knee socks with pom-poms on them. The outfit is by Jacqueline, which has become one of my favorites. And the back is really cute too. It has like the crisscross suspenders that goes over the back. It's really cute. It's super, super cute, but I don't keep him in these fancy clothes for long. He'll probably be back in like a sleeper by tonight. But I do like to put him in them for like photos and stuff. All right, so let's see what you all are saying. I'll bring him closer to Melissa 1 sec. Just trying to get you all up here. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, Peggy Jacobs, and it'll come right up if you search her name. I am buying through Etsy, and I paid by virtual Visa debit, practically cash, fingers and toes. I get a real reborn baby this time. Both sides are getting jimmied. Yeah, no, I agree. Buyers have to be very, very careful. The same thing is happening 100%, which we've been putting that out there as well. I've been making videos and I put the post up showing that Oscar, that Photoshop safety picture, so people understand that safety pictures are not safe. Because as you can see, Oscar is safe in his mommy's arms here, and no one else has him for sale. And the bottom line is you really want to trust people. That's the thing. It's Andrea, right? That was just said she bought. Yeah. Andrea, like, if you're buying, like, new, like on Etsy or something, look at reviews, ask around, like you gotta look at the reputation of who you're buying from. And you want to make sure that you're buying from reputable artists, reputable sellers. Thank you, Melissa. Reputable shops, and it's just, I mean, you just do your due diligence after that. Obviously, it's, I mean, we got to be able to shop, but, and especially on a large purchase like a doll or, or anything expensive, the more something costs, the more you want to do your research. It's like, it's really no different. Like if you were going to, like, I don't know, like, let me give an example that people would, I don't know, say you needed like a super good ski coat for this winter because you were getting into skiing and you really needed warm gear. So you're looking at like ski coats that cost like $400 or $500, like really good gear. You're not going to go online and buy, you want to get your best price, but you're not going to go like online to some like unsecure site that has it for like 75% off. So they have whatever. They have like a $400 ski coat on sale for 45 bucks. And who would do that, and you can't tell where, the site is, the internet saying it's not a secure site, you've never heard of the company, you've never heard of the place. Like most people would back up. They would not buy from there, like you have to think about that when you're, purchasing anything that costs money and you're doing it online. At the very least, though, that's the reason, and that's the exact reason why credit card institutions have chargebacks in place for the legitimate customer, that if you've purchased something and you have not gotten your product, or you've gotten something completely different than what was advertised, that you have some recourse as a buyer. Buyers do have some recourse. I guess as far as buyers out there, if you're paying and you're going to use PayPal and use your credit card, pay the fee. It costs you a fee. So, but if you use your credit card, you're now protected because you can do a chargeback should someone be a scammer. Should someone have photoshopped that safety picture, not really had that doll. You know what I mean? Like that's what you fear, like, oh my gosh, they photoshopped the safety picture, or they don't really have the doll. But say you take a chance and you buy the doll. Well, if you bought through your credit card, clearly you could do a chargeback. And if people that are scamming and can get their money back, and the other side has all this proof that you got your product, that it was, that you were happy with it and all that, I am very sure that if you send in evidence that it wasn't delivered, or pictures that it wasn't what was advertised, that you're going to get your money back. So that's a safe way to buy. I mean, we solved the buyer's problem. Pretty easy, right? I mean, pain in the butt, not want to have to go through it. Yeah. But so I would still get references and look at who you're buying from. That's the bottom line, because you don't want to have to go through all that. You don't want to take the chance that on the outside chance that, because stranger things have happened, like the people get their money back that shouldn't, but then the people that should don't, like that sort of thing. Thank you, Diana. I couldn't wait to get this on him. I just couldn't wait. I was like, this is so darn cute. I can't wait to see him in all of his winter jackety. I got this. Oh, y'all, you have to see the doggy sweater. If you didn't see my video this morning, Gotta show off the little doggy sweater. Kelly, you got the doggy sweater and the chicken too, right? I think we got some of the, oh, geez. I think we got the same, some of the same, because Kelly's got a little boy now. She got Rowan. We have to twins. Some of you all were asking how I organize my drawers. And while I'm very not good at organizing, I will tell y'all that I use plastic bags. I've been, if it doesn't come or I've thrown the bag away, I use Ziplocs and I put the stuff in the drawers like this. This way, when I swap out summer and winter, everything just comes out. It's in the bags and I put it in a storage tote. Like the summer stuff is in one big storage tote and the winter stuff is in the drawers. And it keeps things like crisp, white linen, things, just clean, and it's not that the drawers aren't clean, but, I just think it keeps the stuff better. So the jackety little, look at that. Okay, so Melissa, it's the same bodysuit as what he's wearing, except it has a Peter Pan collar, and it has the Dachshund, the hot dog, on the one side of it, little embroidered. And then that's the whatchamacallit. Sorry, I know I just spun way off topic, but I figured we'd do something fun for a second. And this is the little sweater. Look at that. I won't be ironing, so it'll have to work the way it is. But it's got little hot dogs on it. It's like so cute. And it has buttons all down the back. Look how nice that is. Such quality. Like, gosh, I love their stuff. I really, really do. I love their clothing. And their clothing, when you go, if you want to resell, so say you're interested in buying like their newest, line each year, and you want to resell the stuff you had from like 2 years ago because you've been looking at it for 2 years. Their stuff like holds its value. If you're just putting it on dolls and it's not worn, and you can put it up and list it in excellent condition or brand new condition or only worn on a doll for photos condition, you're gonna get like at least 80% back on, it's not a bad investment, honestly. Just so y'all know, like you could resell, clothing that you're buying that's expensive. Especially this brand. You look on eBay and you see what it goes, even like used and washed and years old. Like you see what people are selling jackety for. It's incredible. I don't know, maybe Kelly, you know more about it. Maybe it's because it's lines that are no longer exist. People actually will pay more for it if they want something. I don't know. I don't know why people do what they do, but they do. And let me pull one more baby up here. Surgery Reborn. I can't pronounce that. And Studio of Renee Mack. Is that what you're... hold on. Is that who you're saying you bought from, Andrea? Let me go. Sorry, I'm missing all the comments. Who did you just order from, Andrea? Gabby says there was just a post in IG stating that she had 2 accounts, one under Peggy Jacobs, PJ, okay, and then another one under Peggy Jacobs Washburn. Oh, is one Facebook and one Instagram, or those are both Instagram accounts? Sergey Reborn and Renee Mack. If it's studios of Renee Mack, that's definitely a legitimate artist, sweetie. If that's who you purchased from, studios of Renee Mack is a very good and definitely reputable artist. So you're golden if that's where you purchase from. I don't know the Sergey because I don't know the names that she goes by, or if she has a Etsy, which she might. But if that's studios of Renee Mack, what's her name? Do you all know her name? I know Wendy of Weeby Dolls knows her really well and has bought from her. And but she's Andrea, you don't even have to cross your fingers. You're fine, honey. She's an absolute legitimate artist. You're gonna get your doll. You're gonna, I'm sure, be very happy with your doll. She does beautiful work. I love her painting. So yeah, you're definitely good, sweetie. Oh, is she a woman of few words? Okay. Well, she's definitely, you're welcome. You're welcome, Andrea. Um, Wendy talks about her a bit. I think she got her first reborn doll from her ever, and Wendy's an artist. Wendy from Weeby Dolls, and you can see her doll, and she then had her silicone doll painted by her. So as an artist, then went back and had her silicone doll painted by her. And I have not seen her work in person. I haven't owned her work, but I've seen her dolls. I follow her, and I would buy a doll from her. So, um, and certainly she's definitely not like she's reputable and you'll get your baby and all that. That you don't have to worry about. Because it's horrible. This is supposed to be a fun, positive experience, and all of the emotions that's attached to that. This Peggy Jacobs, like, she literally, like, the string of events, like, the way she's affected things in people's lives because she's stolen this money from Kelly is just terrible. It's terrible. Those are both Instagram accounts. And it's likely that she probably has other accounts too, because we found out that Andrea person, that not you, Andrea, that Andrea, that Nest woman, she had account, like, she was literally stalking all of us from like all these just accounts that don't affiliate with her name whatsoever, that you'd never guess. This one is Mikhail, Melissa. My toddler, he's Liam. He's a Liam toddler by Bonnie Brown. So, well, I'm going to be posting it around on Facebook and Instagram. I will make a post with her names, her known names. Kelly's just blocked her second IG account. I have to go find her second IG account now because I didn't know she had one. And that's what happens. People like that are con artists, they are going to have multiple accounts. So, that's, you have to beware of people that you don't know. That's the bottom line. Because anybody could be anybody on the internet unless you like see them and they're like translucently like, here I am. You don't know who you're talking to on the other end. You have no idea. Oh, Maribeth Mikhail is spelled, oh gosh, let's see. Mikhail. 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 That's how I spell it. I mean, I think there's a couple ways to spell it. Yeah, Kelly, you're well. You don't have to thank me. I figured get it out there. A lot of people like tend to pay attention to when you come on ranting on the live. Not that I was really ranting, but I'm surprised actually. My blood was boiling, but I was like, you know what? If I come on here, that's why I tried to keep the dolls in it and keep it light, and you know what I mean, because you come on and you're just like a lunatic and people don't hear what you're saying. They're just paying attention to your, demeanor, and I don't know. I just like Kelly, you know, wasn't that idiot even sorry, now I'm getting that, but the Peggy Jacobs, wasn't she even saying to the person that she did the clothing not chargeback, but did she try to buy clothing from, or did buy clothing from on Friday, she was trying to say, that Kelly was lying and that there was no chargeback on Friday, and oh, if there was, she'd be on screaming about it. And well, she had to calm down for a freaking day because anybody would be irate. So she didn't want to do a video the day that it happened, because otherwise you come on and you're like a lunatic, because who's not like floored and pissed and upset when somebody steals from you now a third time, and it's not just that, it is insulting someone's intelligence when she's just lying to your face, like, it's an unbelievable. So yeah, you get upset. I mean, it's like, so it was good. I think it was great that Kelly composed herself for a day before she came on, because then she was able to calmly and clearly explain the situation, explain what has happened, and put the person's name out there so that people understand what's happening and don't just hear you ranting because you're blowing off steam and you're venting. It's okay to vent, and I was just talking about that a little in my last video that I did put up this morning, because I filmed last night when I was still like, and I even said, like, stuff's been going on in the dolly world. That's mainly what's been going on. That's like, it's frustrating, it's upsetting, and it's hard to talk through a happy video when you've got that in the back of your head, if that makes sense. And we're all human, so sometimes we, talk about things. But this was something important to compose yourself and, talk about. So, can we have someone post the information on Facebook groups for scammers, please? Yes, I think that is being done as we speak, or has been done, or will be done. It's going out. Oh, you're getting Liam from Mary Kate? Yeah, it is. It's upsetting. Callie, I am so sorry that this is happened to you. You know. I think you did an amazing job, Kelly, of you were definitely, were just very clear and had everything in chronological order. That's why wasn't looking at comments when I was like laying it all out for you all, because I wanted to put it out there. So I'm going to let you all go for the evening, because we've been like an hour and a half here. And thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being supportive. It's important. And it does. It ruins the fun, and it just stinks that a few bad apples will spoil the bunch, because it ruins it for good people. It makes it so people are afraid to sell, people are questioning everyone, people are afraid to buy, vice versa. And it ruins the fun because then nice, legitimate people that perhaps are new, that people don't know well, everybody's going to question them. And it's like, well, geez, how do I get my foot in the door? I have people ask that all the time. How do I get my foot in the door? How do I buy a doll? How do I? And it's hard. It's not easy. You just have to say, hang in there, stick around, get to know people, and that's it. But and come into things like, live streams, leaving comments on videos, commenting on posts, letting people see your name and getting to know you over a period of time is a great way to, start establishing yourself. And I will wrap it up by letting everybody here know, in case anybody's interested, my channel has a membership. We're called the Pixie Squad. So if anybody wants to join that, you can click the blue join button right next to subscribe, or it's always in the description of like my regular videos. You could click the link through there. Come on and check it out. That's where I normally do my live streams. I do exclusive live streams for my Pixie Squad and content and perks and all of that and yada yada yada. And don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. How to get my little schmeal out. So everybody's welcome in, and we'd love to have everybody there. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Sending love to you all, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you to my mods, too. Thank you, Diana, Kelly, and Inez, and Jen. Was Jen still here? All of you that moderated, thank you so much, ladies. All right, guys. God bless.